What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another HSR reaction. Today we have The Morning Star Falls Tonight as requested by Genetic Savior in the comments of the last video. Now I am aware that this is a song attached to a really popular animation that people really want me to get to as well as far as animation analysis stuff goes, but I haven't done animation analysis stuff on the channel for a while. I would love to get back into it, but it's mostly a time thing with all the other stuff I have going on in the background, all the other projects I've got going on. That's the thing that has unfortunately suffered the most out of that. I haven't done one in months. I would love to. Sometime I do plan to like hire an editor to handle those, because that'll pretty much fix most of the issue with the timing on that front, but I'm not going to touch the actual animation today. I'm just going to be listening to the song. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh. Obviously, if it wasn't clear, I do plan to do the animation at some point in the future, but it could be months and months away. So I'm just here to focus on the music for now. I can tell that this would be playing alongside a narrative, just visually. There's a lot of atmospheric buildup, leaving a lot of room for impacts. But I do love the chance to hear compositions like this that are like made to be more cinematic and timed to a full story being told. Ooh, especially when they have little moments like that. Hello. It's leaning heavily into, like, tragedy emotionally right now. Okay, silver lining there. A little hope. And the build-up, the confidence welling. Ooh. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Suddenly a badass has appeared. She's here to fuck shit up now. You have fucked up now. Ooh. Ooh. And the sub bass drop right into the Hans Zimmer bwom. Why is it always the Hans Zimmer bwom? Okay, that's the second time I've heard that done in like the last week or two, which is, it's weird because that's not a thing that has been popular for a while. Why is that? Is it like becoming a thing? Are we getting a resurgence of that? That's sick. I'm gonna stop being vague about it. I'll talk about it now. I figured we should start this section the way that God intended. What an intense... I love it when people start with just a single drop note, especially on C0, the lowest possible C to play on a standard keyboard. Fucking brilliant decision there. This song is actually in the key of C minor, but obviously, with that being the case, C is there, it's just not as low as all the way down. real low in there, and that just sets the whole tone here. So we have C minor in this song, lots of C minor, lots of A flat, lots of F minor, just a lot of moving around in this area. I think it goes down to a D flat at one point. There's G in here, G minor in here. There's a lot of little adjustments. This is a very common thing. B flat is probably my favorite in here because of just the flavor that it adds, but this is a very dramatic song if it wasn't obvious. You could really take most of this song and just distill it into the raw energy of just and just kind of playing around with the options you have. There's even moments in here where, like, that B flat I was mentioning, we actually do hit a B flat minor in there too. So like, these are the small adjustments I was talking about. These are the things that make the song kind of have an extra punch to it. That dissonance in the song is what makes the drama even more palpable, and it makes the entire thing feel a little bit more real in a way, and that's just really cool. The energy of having like the cellos and the low strings just really just rocking it out there, especially at that one spot that I made a comment on. It's just beautiful. This is so dramatic. It's so epic. It's perfectly cinematic for something that I assume has got to look good too. Again, I haven't touched on that. I am not going to watch it until I make a video on it at some point in the future, but I added it to my list, so we will get to it someday. Just can't guarantee exactly when. But this song is just so fucking cool. I mean, the energy, the way that it settles in, obviously starting with that like lower C and then just kind of floating around the F minor and A flat space. Like, a lot of this song is just sitting on that, kind of waiting and allowing the flow to just kind of be soft and slow, like a lazy river sort of effect. It's this sort of trepidatious energy in the track that it's like, I don't know if I should be going anywhere, that adds to that emotional tie that we're feeling in this, and again, I'm sure reflects very well in the animation. I really would love to see that, but I can't let myself do it because I can see this, like, cinematically, it's too perfect to not have a great project behind it. I really hope it looks good. I'm assuming it does, but like, oh man, I wouldn't know. But again, I love how it just sits on these chords and it just kind of exists, especially obviously on the root of C minor, just allowing this extra breath to be happening during the track. It's mostly droning and stuff. There's not a lot of like significance in each of the like chords that are happening. They kind of flow in to each other and they flow out of each other. And the only time that really starts to change up is as we gain the energy that goes into like the rock section, which doesn't really even change the chords, mind you. I think we move to like the G at that point because that's like a good tension chord in this key, and it just feels right, but we don't really feel any of that up until we reach that point, until it explodes into this huge moment and we get to be there for that. It's just this really fucking cool piece. This is beautiful. This is one of those tracks, man. But this is definitely one of those tracks that, while it sounds so good, I would love to see the actual context of why. Because I can make up my own ideas. That's kind of what I was doing during the reaction. I was feeling these emotional roller coaster moments, the ups and downs that it was throwing at me, but I don't know what it's attached to. And I don't know the reasoning why. I imagined the obvious of like the character being downtrodden, beaten down, maybe abandoned, abused, you name it. And then suddenly having this moment where like we step into the future and now the characters turned that weakness into a strength and they are very good at turning that into a strength. And that's why we get that badass sort of breakout moment. That's what I'm imagining. I don't know how close that would be, but that definitely feels like what they're going for here. And then the end just kind of harkening back to that, always rooting back to the emotional soul of why they are who they are and why and where they are for what reasons, you know, like there's a bunch of that in this song, but I love how smooth it was. It was just using, again, these chords that work together beautifully and are so smooth and they don't really have anything against each other. Even the times where we had like tension, which they did have like a G sus4 to a G, and it's like that would usually be this huge moment of tension, but it does resolve naturally. They do that at the very end too with a C, but they don't resolve that one. It hangs. It kind of just dissipates out into the end of the track. We don't like, if we can't go back to the C minor on that, that would sound too sad at the very end. I think they wanted this to be this emotional tie of, hey, their story's not done yet, there's more to be said, more to be discovered maybe. So there's a bunch in this track that I think is so phenomenal, but I cannot place the exact context, and that always bugs me. So I'm gonna have to do a video on this one. Again, I cannot say how soon that's gonna be. I wish I could, but until or when I can find an editor that can handle what I want to do for style-wise, which is honestly me being kind of picky because I've edited my videos my whole life and I have a very firm idea of what I want to be on screen. I'm not gonna try to be a fucking drama queen when it comes around to it. I'm sure whoever I hire will know, and I'll hire them because I trust them, but it's just the function of when. And then I've got to still write it and record each thing and then just trust a third party to handle the rest, which is always so scary to me and something I've never really had to do for editing at very least. So it's a process. One day I'll get there, and then when I do, I'll hopefully be able to do plenty more videos. But until then, I'm going to have to hold off on learning this as far as the context goes, and I'll probably forget the song in that time too, so it'll be kind of like re-listening and hearing it all again with the context fully in place. I'm sure I'll be impressed, but it could be months until we get there. God, I hope it isn't, but I'm sure it will be. So if you want me to get to that or anything else, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!